Good morning.
Good morning, Fred.
Would you state your name for me, please, and tell me what your position is?
Scott Swendeman, and I'm on the Board of Trustees at the Shasta Community College.
And tell me about the community college, how it's funded, and what part of the educational system in California it's in.
It's part of the California Community College system, which is 113 different campuses, partly funded by the state, partly funded by local taxes.
It's in Redding?
It's in Redding. It's also in Trinity County. We have a campus there. We also have a campus in Tehama County.
Okay. And what's the enrollment?
In total, it's about 10,000 students.
Okay. You don't happen to have any idea of what your overall budget is? I didn't ask you that.
Yeah, it's about $50 million.
Okay, for all three of the schools?
For all three, yeah.
We're talking today about the rule on diesel exhausts that has been issued by the California Air Resources Board. And that rule has had impact on the school. I'd like you to tell me about that, if you would.
The heavy equipment program is one of our most successful programs. So we have a lot of equipment there. They came down with the edict that all of that equipment must go because of the carbon footprint created by the diesel particulate matter. So they imposed that we were to destroy all of what we had. And as you can see, would you like me to list what is there?
If you read what it has, and we've got this, we've got a very good chart, a very self-explanatory chart to go with the video. But if you would, for the viewers who don't see the chart, tell me what's on there.
What happened was the demand was that we destroy all of the equipment that we had. That led to the California diesel particulate matter. The equipment that was destroyed was one John Deere 544 wheel loader, one John Deere 672 motor grader, one Caterpillar D5 bulldozer, one John Deere 310 backhoe, and a Bobcat 257 skid steer loader. All of this equipment was destroyed by taking a torch and blowing holes through the engines to incapacitate them forever, and then all of it was salvaged at local steel salvage yard.
What kind of repair was that equipment in?
All of that equipment was in excellent repair. In addition to our heavy equipment teaching side, we have a heavy equipment mechanic side. So you've got the operator side and the mechanic side. All of this stuff was in literally perfect equipment. There was no debt on any of it. We'd owned it for a long time.
And tell me how how is this equipment used exactly with the school and the school?
It was used in the training process for the operators and for the mechanical.
And where did that training process take place?
On the campus at Shasta College.
So none of this was equipment that rolled over the roads or was hired out into jobs throughout California at all?
None of it. We have equipment that separately we leased out to Cal Fire, but this was just part of the educational program.
Part of the campus?
Part of the campus, yeah. Very, very rarely, if you're talking about hours of use, right. Running very, very rarely.
And so basically they were not contributing these particulates, whatever amount, on a 24/7 basis either?
No.
And they were all decommissioned and all gone to scrap?
That's correct.
How did you replace it? Did you replace it? I mean, are you still in the business of heavy equipment training?
We were forced to replace it with 3 Komatsu machines. One was a 200 wheel loader. The second was a 655 motor grader. The third was a D61 bulldozer, and then we bought a John Deere 31 OJ backhoe and a Bobcat 130 skid steer loader. and that was all grant funded.
Grants from
Grants from the Air Resources Board
from the state of California.
from state of California, which I think, portions of that money came from the feds.
And how much was the grant?
The grant in total was $504,000. In addition, Shasta College had matching funds of $168,000. There was a $5,800 salvage credit for the destruction of the equipment. And then 5 local excavation contractors stepped in and posted donations in the amount of $66,000 to offset the matching funds for Shasta College, and that led to Shasta College's contribution being $96,000.
And I imagine those companies stepped in to help because they benefit from the training that you give.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in effect, the state of California through CARB took $100,000 out of the funds that you could have used for educational purposes or compliance with some of the other special laws that the state has imposed.
That's correct, or maintenance, or any of the other issues such as the ADA issues. These monies could have been used.
And in fact, they used $504,000 public dollars to replace 5 perfectly good pieces of heavy equipment.
Correct.